I also say good evening to Adwaita Kala, who's been patiently holding that phone line. Adwaita, when you look at what's happened so far, there are multiple messages that go out to the survivor, that go out to the witnesses, that go out, I think, also to the society. Because the church says that we are supreme. We decide everything.
Absolutely. Brazen in its hypocrisy, because it knows very well that it can get away with it, and it has been getting away with it. Don't forget that, there was also a very suspicious death connected with this case, when the father who was supporting the complainant nun passed away and had...
Okay. Adwaita, if you allow me, I just want to get in Father Augustine, who's backing the nuns, I'm told, who's also joining us here on the broadcast. Father, what is your one message that goes out today to the church? Is this an attempt to isolate the survivor, to isolate the nuns, also the witnesses here in the case, and also perhaps to send a larger message to tell everyone that we are above the law?
Yeah. The news that it is broken, that the transfer of the issue, they have issued a letter, shows that it's a vindictive, it's a retaliation for their protest, that these kinds of protests never should happen in future. The question that arises before us is that it was a right, it's a fundamental right of the citizen to protest and ask for their civil liberties. But now what the church is doing is that it's an archaic nature where maybe a feudal nature. Nobody should ask questions like this, and nobody should protest. Nobody should question their authorities. So it is a very painful and a very, very dangerous situation that they are going ahead with, because these sisters, the case is yet to go to the court, and the trial has to happen, and these 4 or 5 sisters should stand together at present. And the message that they are giving to the sisters and the entire congregation and the whole community, that these kinds of the protest or asking questions to the authority and the people in power will not be allowed, will not be tolerated anymore. And this should be questioned. And the people in the church should rise above and ask why the raped sister is being raped again and again. And she is being victimized again and again by the church authority. And there is nobody to ask questions inside the church. And it's a high time that the believers in the Catholic Church should rise above. And why the victim is being victimized again and again, and she is being brutally raped, and again she was being thrown into, and these sisters are being thrown into again. Maybe they said that if they don't get a proper right, they would come again to the street. And is that the church authority asking them to come against the street for their for the protection of their rights, which is given by Constitution? And the question that I would like to ask, is the church authority in India is above Constitution, about the laws, about the legal system in India, that they should be answering properly?
Father, I think whatever you've said, whatever you've echoed, we second that. And I think it's time that the regressive stance of the church and its reluctance to correct them is actually put into focus. Before I let you go, how do you see the road ahead? Will you give up the fight? Will these intimidation tactics even work? Or you think this only goes on to expose the church and the body?
Yeah. It's a high time that we should, I mean, as a believer in as a member of Catholic Church, as a follower of Christ, we should be stand as a Christ who stood with the marginalized, the voiceless, and the most neglected people in the society. So it is it is our right and our responsibility to stand with the nun, the survivor. The most neglected people, the most neglected of the section of the people are there. So I would ask the entire Christendom, especially the believers, the followers of Christ, they should back the sister, because unless and until they are back, there is no. I mean, the whole system will collapse, and the youngsters and the people who think in a right way, they are also at odds. Why this thing happen again? Why, as a person, Franco Molekil is a person, and this is a sister, she is asking for her right. It is given by the Constitution of India, legal system, not that she is asking something against the legal system. So it is her basic fundamental right that she is asking, and surely it is a general public who have the right, because it is not the question of a religion, it's a question of a section of people. It is a question of democracy. It is a question of Kerala, of India. But the first responsibility is responsibility towards the studies with the faithful, the believers in the Catholic Church. So I wonder why there is a numbness, there is a silence, there is an indifference towards this. Again and again, these sisters, these people in authority going on doing vindictive, retaliatory measures, taking retaliatory measures to these sisters. So it is high time that we break our silence. We should break our indifference. We should speak out why this thing happened. And I think that the people in Kerala, the believers in Catholic Church, would come out into the street. And if they go on doing this thing, go on taking these retaliatory measures again and again, I think that the people will come and ask questions to the people in power and authority. I think.
Absolutely. And Father, promise, this is going to be the last question. Have you been able to speak to these 4 nuns? How will they continue this fight?
I spoke with these nuns, and it was this particular transfer order was given already in the last March. So it is, again, they have sent it to them after at that time the protest never happened. It is after this, the protest also, they have sent it again, and they feel a kind of very a deep pain and sorrow. Why at this time that when the sister, the survivor, is alone there, they cannot go away, leaving this survivor nun alone, and they cannot think, because this sacrifice these 5 sisters have taken for their the soul sister, and whom they consider that she is their mother. She is their mother. So very painful for them that the people authority is taking measures like this.
Absolutely. But Father Augustine, I think you have put this out so very well, where you say that there is a message now. Is the church body bigger than the constitution? You also are appealing to people to break their silence, sir. Thank you so much for speaking to us. The Kerala Nun Punished, viewers, is the hashtag. Let us know where you also stand on that story.